Hey, I'm Jess. Welcome to Music Media Review, a podcast critiquing topical events of the modern music industry. From UK's The X Factor, One Direction, to global pop artists, we've watched Harry Styles publicly grow up in 15 years. With his fourth album out now, Kiss All the Time, Disco Occasionally, he's felt so comfortable sharing what's on his mind and maintaining connections for the future. This episode will be a collaborative review of Harry Styles' music and his concerts. I invited my friend Charles Zona, podcast host of Seeing Them Live, and his teenage daughter, Lily. They shared great feedback as fans and unbelievable stories. Here's our music media review. It's very rare when new music comes out that you get to talk about what you like about it, just in real time, the reactions of how the music is going to be the rest of the year or later on. And that's one of the reasons why I started this podcast, Music Media Review, because I wanted to open up the conversation more than just my voice, but the people who have feelings about these artists that mean a lot to them. And I got just the people to talk about Harry Styles, Kiss All the Time, Disco Occasionally. Please welcome my friend Charles Zona, host of Seeing Them Live, the author of his memoir, Ticket Stub Stories, and his daughter, Lily. Hello.
Hey, Jessica. Thanks for having us on.
Oh, absolutely. And thank you for arranging your schedules with this, too.
Yeah, no, we're really excited to talk about Harry Styles, and Lily's, I would consider her a super fan. So yeah, we and just by association, I learned a fair bit about Harry Styles myself.
I'm sure. So I want to start off with that because Lily, I'm assuming you first heard Harry Styles from One Direction, right?
I think I first heard him from his album Fine Line.
Oh, okay.
John went One Direction. It was like still.
Yeah, I was wondering that too, because One Direction, they were a very unique boy band. And I don't know if a lot of people know this, but the people who put them together was Simon Cowell. They were on The X Factor in 2010 in the UK, and all 5 members were contestants. And instead of eliminating them, they really liked how each member had a little bit of something. So that's how the supergroup or the boy band got formed on there. And every single artist, they've all had solo songs. So I was curious if that's how you started listening to Harry too.
Yeah. And I think, I think we started listening to Fine Line, and
During COVID.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
And so, I just want to say, Jessica, that I was I'll call it my boy band bias. Like I was, poking holes in Harry's songs I'd listen to because, I just didn't like the concept of a boy band, and he was one. So, but I have to say, as I listened to his albums, and especially when Harry's House came out, I changed my tune on that. And I do think when I read critics' reviews of his albums, that they have a boy band bias still as well.
Yeah.
Like they mention things that have nothing to do with the music, like how big his pants are in a video. I mean, okay, what does this have to do with the music? But so I was like that myself, but Harry's House, and then now this new album, Kiss All the Time, Disco Occasionally.
You got it.
I think it's great, but I'll let Lily comment on it as well.
Yeah, I love the album. I think when the first song Aperture was released, it was like a snow day, so we were all home, and I just remember like going to YouTube and I see that he released another music video. I was like, oh my gosh, he released a new music video. Like, what? So I love that song because it was just like first time I've been hearing him in a long time. And then the day his album was released, or I think the day after, he came out with the music music video for American Girls, which that might be one of my favorite music videos he's released.
Wow. Well,
Yeah.
that just came out, and I just read that before we started recording, that's number one in the UK. So far, Aperture and American Girl, they're both doing very well, and there's a chance where in the US that we may be seeing him number one again. So I have to say, I played back all of his albums this week. So I heard Harry Styles 2017, Fine Line 2019, which you're right, it carried over into COVID. Harry's House was 2022, and he won the Grammy for that. I was so happy when he won that. My favorite song from Harry is Music from a Sushi Restaurant. I just feel like I'm at a party when I hear it. It's just so fun. It's so energetic. And I know this is going to sound controversial, but I understood that he beat Beyonce's album Renaissance because this was a totally different sound for him. And he's not your typical pop star. You know, as you just said, Charles, I agree with you that the critics shouldn't think about One Direction. Yes, that was his origin, but it is totally different hearing back all these albums where sometimes he's serious, sometimes he's just speaking from the heart, and other times he's just having fun and he wants everybody to kind of be on the same page as him. So I noticed that when I was listening to Kiss All the Time, Disco Occasionally, it was more serious, but you still had upbeat songs like Are You Listening Yet, Pop, Dance No More, and I was like, there he is. And I think that's where the Disco Occasionally comes in with the title, because first of all, that's a very long title. I even saw on Twitter that fans were saying hashtag Kiss All the Time. They didn't even want to finish writing the rest of the album, but I felt that Kiss All the Time, Disco Occasionally was him saying that, yes, you could still see me as this fun guy, but this is where I'm kind of thinking about my life a little bit, where I want to get serious in relationships like my friends are.
Yeah, and no, I think like the first four songs, especially Aperture, American Girls, Ready, Steady, Go, and Are You Listening Yet?
And you're listening. You answered.
That's a strong string of songs, in my opinion. I mean, that's great. And then the rest of the album is, it turns into more Harry Styles type songs. I would maybe categorize them as, and then it gets back into the more dancey stuff. But those first four songs, that I really enjoy that.
Yeah, it set a totally different tone. I was actually thinking about like the new wave stuff from like the 80s because it kind of has like that where you're just kind of thinking when you're hearing these songs. It's not like girl meets boy, boy meets girl, I love you. It's far from that. It's way more intellectual. And Lily, I'm sure that you must have felt Aperture's adrenaline when you saw him running around the hotel rooms in the music video.
Yeah. I think in an interview he said that this album, it's not like about himself like saying, "Oh, I'm going to come back and this is what I've done." It's more about like, "Oh, this is what's happening in the world and like this is what I want to represent with the album." And I think Aperture, like especially the music video, I think that was kind of like just a person's mind in general.
Wow.
Like, think compared to like what they know.
Wow.
Yeah. And that what I thought was cool about that video, it had a lot of American elements to it, the choreography of Dirty Dancing, Michael Jackson, Madonna.
And he's been dating some American girls, so I'm wondering, I'm wondering if he'll be kind of sticking around in America a little bit because he dated Olivia Wilde, he dated Taylor Swift, and now he's with Zoe Kravitz, I hear.
Yeah.
So who knows if maybe, I don't know, he might be staying in the U.S. Lily, do we have to get you a restraining order, or are you going to be okay with that? No, I'm just kidding. But I also wanted to talk about. There was a lot of promotions for this album. First, he handed out the Grammys Album of the Year to Bad Bunny. Then he also just performed at the opening of the Brit Awards. But I think one of my favorite things was recently on Saturday Night Live and how he just surprised in the audience, and he kept on stealing the thunder from Ryan Gosling's monologue. I thought that was hysterical, and I can't believe they kept that a secret.
Yeah, yeah. We watched that, and
Yeah,
I because I was
we
I
watched it
had
live.
I hadn't watched Saturday Night Live, in a while.
Really?
It just happened to be, you know, we were watching it, and so I'm yelling for Lily, Harry's on Saturday Night Live. What? Because she knows that he's going to be on
Yeah.
this weekend, coming up, the following week. So yeah, that was hilarious.
I loved it, and I can only imagine what he'll do tonight. I know we're recording 12 hours before he's on. Do you think he'll do Aperture in American Girls as as American Girl as his performances?
I think I think he will, but I don't know. I'm thinking he might also do like pop or Are You Listening Yet?
Yeah,
I feel like there's like gonna be three songs. I'm really
right.
excited for his cameos. Um, because I don't know if you've seen like the advertisements for them, but there were two like little like clips of him. I thought those were like really funny. So I'm pretty excited to see what he does tonight.
Yeah, I am too, and I'm a huge Saturday Night Live fan. I'm actually wearing a Saturday Night Live shirt right now for
Yeah,
those
Yeah.
who can't see. I figure I wanted to
yeah.
get you all excited for tonight. And what's interesting? This album only came out a week ago, but right after, he had a Netflix special air where he performed the whole album and an encore. It's called One Night in Manchester. It was at a venue in Manchester, England. And that's pretty unique. I don't know if maybe this could be a new trend we're seeing this year. Bruno Mars also just did the same thing with The Romantic. He just did his live album as a TikTok live stream. It was partnered with iHeartRadio. And now just seeing this, I mean, Charles, have you ever seen anything like this before?
Um, not really. I mean, if you just think about the whole concept of it. Okay, the album comes out. What date was the album come out, Lily? March 6th. Um, and then you do this live stream, essentially less than 24 hours after the album comes out, and you're going to play the album in its entirety. I mean, the confidence you must have behind this music that you've made that
Right?
nobody's really ever heard, essentially. But I also think that speaks to like his fan base too. Like they just want to see Harry. They want to see him do his new stuff. And the only other band, Radiohead did something similar to that. You just mentioned Bruno Mars, but even the Radiohead live video that was released, not so soon after the album was released. The only other band is Pink Floyd would do that with The Dark Side of the Moon, Wish You Were Here, and Animals. They would play even sometimes before the album was officially released,
Wow.
top to bottom. And I'm old enough, Jessica, where I saw the Animals tour here
My
in
dad did
Chicago.
too, actually.
Yeah, and they played Animals, every song on Animals, and then they followed it with every song from Wish You Were Here, and then they closed with the song Money, and that was it. And
Wow.
and you couldn't even see the band. It was like, it was all about the music, which I think Harry kind of did the same thing with that live stream. I mean, he kept that stadium pretty dark.
He
It was like
did.
like a club, like it was
Exactly.
them. And I just thought it was remarkable that he would play the album in its entirety, invest all the time and money to film it, which is great because now it's like a live recording we all have. And the other cool thing, he plays the album, does some hits, and then he plays Aperture again at the end.
Yeah, as an encore.
Yeah, which I thought was so cool, and we'd chatted before, and I, the only other band that comes to mind that I've ever read that has done something like that was Led Zeppelin when they came out with their first album. The crowd was going crazy. They played the whole album.
Can you imagine that? I mean,
And they
just
had
being in
nothing.
that audience.
They had nothing else to play, so they played the album again,
Wow.
and nobody cared. And I think it was very similar to this. I you Aperture's such a great song,
It really is.
and to hear it a second time at the end of the show, I was totally into it. I thought it was like the coolest thing.
Yeah.
What did you think, Lily?
Well, I thought because usually played like "You Don't Know You're Beautiful" or "Kiwi" at like the end of his shows on Love on Tour. So I thought he was gonna play one of those. But then when he played "Aperture," because he opened it with it, I thought that was like insane. That was so cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I was curious hearing because I was driving when I heard Kiss All the Time, Disco Occasionally last weekend, and I was trying to picture before seeing the Netflix special or just even thinking about he's going to be doing the residency later on this year at a couple of different venues. But I was trying to picture like, would he be moving around on stage? Would he be standing once in a while? Would he be sitting once in a while? And what they do show you is it almost reminded me as if you're in a club, they have the DJ mixer where you kind of just, you put in the beats or you raise the volume. But they also had like I don't want to call it like a circle, but they had the singers who sing in the background of Aperture, and they had all these different lights. And that's what I was trying to picture. I kept on thinking how the lighting was going to
Yeah.
be. When I think of the club, it's kind of like what you said before, Charles, about how they couldn't see the band. That's what I picture in a club because you can't really see who you're dancing around. You're just kind of listening to the music and it's just kind of putting you in the zone.
Yeah, and the other thing I thought was cool is Harry every once in a while was going on to that little synth table he had.
Yeah.
And he was really turning the knobs and
Yeah.
doing some cool stuff. So I would expect to see more of that, maybe even getting into it more and
Yeah.
extending the song, he just goes a little bit more into it on the synth table on some of the songs.
It
So
kind of reminded me of Ed Sheeran. It's the way that he does, that loop pump when he's playing the guitar. I just saw him do that at Jingle Ball. That's what it reminded me of. It was, he wanted to just kind of be more really hands on with the audience.
yeah, and he mentioned that. Did you watch that BBC interview with
I
him?
didn't, no.
He plays four off the new album and one Tears for Fears
Yeah.
song.
Oh, everybody wants to rule the world.
Yeah, he was talking. Before that he was interviewed by this guy. He said he had seen several bands live, on his time off, and he was immersed in the crowd, and how he was. I thought was interesting. He went to an LCD sound system concert, and because I had been reading the critics saying how he's ripping off LCD sound system, some of the reviews.
They've been really harsh lately.
Yeah, and so I thought it was cool that he's like, yeah, I saw LCD sound system and I liked them, and what he said was they were playing the music, their dance music for themselves on stage rather than in the crowd, and he didn't want to remove the crowd from himself, and he thought if he always kept doing things the same way that he kind of would lose touch with the audience. So when he saw LCD sound system, he's like in the crowd,
Yeah.
experiencing it. And some of these other bands like Radiohead he went to see. I had read Lily's also a big Fontaine's DC fan.
Yes, that's right.
He had seen Fontaine's DC in London, so he's going to these clubs and seeing these shows, and he's in the audience.
And he wants to bring it to them.
Yeah, so darkening the lights in the stadium and just kind of, he's basically on the dance floor
With you.
with the fans. Yeah,
Yeah.
I just thought it was really cool the way he explained that and addressed the LCD sound system. And let's face it, when you're listening to any song, I just listened to one. Oh God, I can't think of the band now. Um, anyway, it's they just came out with a song. It's a new band, and part of it sounds like Steve Miller, "Fly Like an Eagle" from like
Wow.
1976. But
So it's fabricated sound.
well, but I mean, anybody, whatever your taste in music is, you have that library in your head. So then when you hear this new band, you're like, oh wow, that they sound a lot like REM, or they sound a lot like this. But I mean, it's impossible almost to create an entirely different sound. You're influenced by other bands, you draw on these things. So, him, I think he was just addressing the LCD sound system.
As
pretty,
inspiration.
yeah, and he used it, and he's not apologizing for it.
Yeah, and you shouldn't because it's not like he's sampled and he has a right to like whoever he wants.
Right, exactly.
And
Exactly.
to that point, I also wanted to mention that you both also saw Harry Styles in concert, and I wanted to hear more of that story. It has a very unique setting, so I'm going to give you both the mic.
Okay, yeah. Well, we again, we're listening to Harry Styles,
Mhm.
and Lily was listening to Harry's House quite a bit,
Yeah.
and so he came through Chicago on that tour. He had toured, played 5 nights at the United Center for Fine Line, but it was still a little too COVID-y, so I didn't feel comfortable going to that show. But
Yeah.
so Harry's House comes out, and I I go online, Ticketmaster, and I'm totally clueless of Harry's stage setup and where things are, and they serve up these 3 tickets in Johnny's place, which is the pit in front of the stage. And then there's 2 side pits. One's called Hollywood, and the other one was called Bishopsgate.
Yeah.
And so I go to check out. Tickets are over
Oh
$1,700,
my
and
gosh.
I'm like, I don't pay that kind of money for concerts. I never have. So I text my wife. She's like, "Oh my God, no, that." So I jump out of line. I didn't get the tickets. We didn't go to the show, and so I was bummed out, but that was just too much money. So we start listening to Harry, or I start listening to Harry's House, and it does kind of have a melancholy through line, that album, sort of
Yeah.
to me.
Sounds a bit 70.
And I start kind of feeling bad that we didn't go see Harry in Chicago.
So you had to apologize.
Yes. So and Lily's never been to a concert, and that was going to be her first concert and stuff. So I'm like, well, where else is he playing? And in the meantime, Lily's watching all of his YouTube recordings of fans, entire shows as he's going through Europe and stuff. And I see, hey, he's playing Lisbon, Portugal, like about 10 or 11 weeks from the time I got this idea. So, I talked to my wife and we're like, yeah, let's go see Harry. So, but Lily doesn't have a passport and she's a minor. So we had to get like, the passport applications. And I'll say this, anybody listening, when you're getting a passport for somebody who's never had one, go to the library, your local
Really?
library. Oh
Wow.
my God, they are like a million times more helpful.
Do not go to the post
No, the
office.
post office
Wow.
we unfortunately had some crabby people we were dealing with. So
Oh,
anyway,
goodness.
I wasn't there. I had to work. That it was a Saturday, so I had to fill out this DS 3053 form. So again, if you're going to get a passport and you want to bring your child to Europe and you're on a tight timeline, go to the appointment, the whole family, because this DS 3053 form was like me saying, yes, I'm Lily's dad. And, it's a
Wow.
very, very short form and it needs to be notarized. So, we did it. Passport was going to take about 7 to 9 weeks. Um, it was on July 18th. We sent her passport application in on May 3rd,
Wow.
and it was just getting delayed and delayed.
Oh,
Delayed.
goodness.
And finally, I got an email like June 3rd saying the form was improperly notarized.
Oh my God, no.
Long story short,
What a nightmare.
I
All for
sent,
Harry.
yeah, I send this form back, get it renotarized. They send me another letter weeks later. It's improperly notarized. I mean, when you notarize something, as you might know, Jessica, I mean, it's just like a stamp. It's not.
Yeah, I did have that experience. I'll briefly say that I actually helped one of my babysitting families get another adopted child, and I went to the bank and they signed it, but I did
Yeah.
have to wait a year. because I had to do a letter of recommendation, and it took that long for them to finally get okay. So
Yeah,
like they really take a whole time, like it's almost like a background check. They look at everything.
yeah,
And did
yeah.
you have like a reason for getting passport? Did it say we want to see Harry Styles? Like did it
No,
have
but that's funny. The problem gets solved by me saying that eventually. So I get the form back again the second time, improperly notarized. I go to the library then where they helped me get my passport because my passport had expired, but I got it within like 3 weeks.
Right, right.
So the librarian looks at this form they gave me and she goes, "They gave you this form?" And I'm like, "Yeah, this is that DS 3053." She looks up, she points at the bottom of the corner right side. It says, she goes, "This form's from 2016.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
this form's outdated." I'm like, "Oh my, yeah, exactly. Oh my God, this came from the passport agency. They gave me an outdated form." So I fill out she gives me the proper form.
Oh gosh.
I get it notarized, but this is Friday. Harry Styles is playing Tuesday. So there's no way that the form can get to the agency by Monday. We'd have to leave Monday to see Harry on Tuesday in Portugal, um, which is exactly what we did not want to do. Canceling airfare,
Oh God.
purchasing
What
and
a
stuff.
nightmare.
So anyway, so to your point, I had heard that people had told me that if you're having trouble getting your passport, contact your local politician. I'm like, yeah, right, whatever. To go on a black hole somewhere, it won't work. I I contact the senator and our state representative, and boom, they're like on it.
Wow.
And I tell them we're going to see Harry Styles. Like we have tickets, and then Lily, we come back Friday night. We're bummed out because I put the tickets back up on StubHub to sell
Oh.
them because there was no way we were going to go. We'd have to leave on Monday, and how we were going to get this passport. So she checks the status of her passport.
Yeah, we're like about to go to sleep, and I no, I check yours first, I think,
Yeah,
just to like see, compare. And
Yeah.
yours says it was like delivered or whatever. And then I check mine and I see that it says shipped. And I was like,
Ooh.
oh my God, got
so
shipped.
yeah, so they're shipping this passport. It'll be at our house on Monday. So I rebook the airline tickets, take the Harry Styles tickets off of StubHub, and we pick up the passport on Monday at UPS,
Wow.
and we leave that afternoon to
And flew
fly
there
to
the night.
Portugal. Yeah, then land Tuesday morning and see Harry that
Like
night.
6 hours later.
And I have to say, the only way that could have happened was one of the politicians that we'd contacted said, "Hey, because I explained to him this email, here's the screenshot, here's the attachment of the 2016
She's
form."
not moving
Blah,
away. We're
blah,
just going to see
blah.
Harry.
Yeah, and like this isn't our doing. And they must have contacted the passport agency and said, "You got to release this passport." And
Wow.
I think
What a
that's what happened.
story.
Yeah, yeah, it
Yeah.
was crazy. So then we see Harry, and yeah, as we're getting close to the stadium.
Oh, okay. So we're in this like taxi, this cab, um, and I'd say maybe like half mile out from the stadium, I see these two girls, like they're both on an electric scooter, and one of them has this like pink feather boa,
Hmm.
which is like a constant at like his concerts.
Yes.
It's like blowing in the wind because we were right by the water. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. And we're
You're
walking.
getting there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
You're
we're seeing
almost
fine.
there.
yeah.
Yes, we're totally jet lagged out of our minds. We
So I
haven't slept all
bet.
night.
Yeah, and we're walking to the venue, and I see this guy like just directly in front of me, and he is in all silver like sparkles like everywhere. This like jumpsuit. He has these like 5-inch heels on, and they
Oh
have
my.
sparkles like all over them, and I think he had like a blue boa or something. I was like, oh my gosh,
Wow. Everybody get all decked out.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. So yeah, we get there. The Harry Styles fans were so nice because the
yeah.
whole place, this place called Paseo Martimo de Alges, which is basically It's called the Seafront Promenade. It's all general admission, holds 60,000 people,
Wow. That's
and
pretty big.
yeah, and they have it sectioned off. So they had Johnny's place and the two pits on the side, and we were on the front pitch, which um, he had a catwalk that went out into the front pitch.
Oh
So
yeah, I've seen
when he
concerts
would
like that.
play Matilda, because we had watched every single Harry Styles concert up until that point, he comes out and plays Matilda on the end of that catwalk with his band. And they do, was it acoustic Lily or something? Or,
I think so.
yeah, maybe it
Yeah.
was. But they're like, oh, do you want to get closer? And the fans were
Aw.
so nice. And those three tickets, when those seats weren't bad, those were good
Mhm.
seats, were $800 for three
Wow.
tickets.
Can you believe
Now,
that?
now at the United Center,
It was double.
yeah. I mean, okay, granted, we would have been in the pit, but we were darn close to those pits.
Mhm.
It's just nuts, and that's StubHub price. If you would have bought them, when they went on sale, it would probably been half that amount for three tickets. So the price difference in Europe is crazy, crazy.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, then so we're sitting there, comes out, and we'd seen the intro a bunch of times, but when you're in the crowd like that,
Oh, it's different. You feel it.
it's nuts. And what did he open with again, Lily? Oh, I forget the song that he opened with.
Mhm.
Living in a
Yeah.
Daydream, yeah. In the middle of the song, okay, like I can't because we're jet lagged. It's a
You've been through
beautiful,
enough.
yeah, it's a beautiful night.
So like water's blowing in the air.
Yeah, it's like humid
Yeah.
and
Wow.
windy, and I'm like, oh my God, am I at Harry Styles in Portugal? Like, I couldn't believe it. And then in the middle of that song, he checks, hey, Lisbon, and he goes into the rest of the song. I'm like, oh my, I mean, it was just like he was talking about like being in the crowd. He called out the town like that. It just, I don't know. I just, even talking about it, I kind of get chills
Well,
talking about it.
sure.
It was like,
You can't believe it happened.
yeah, it was so like emotional. Yeah, and then of course he put on a fantastic show. It was
Yeah.
it was unbelievable.
What I thought was
Wow.
cool was because we had seats and okay, it was kind of like the stage and then like all the seats behind it,
Right.
but because it was an outside venue, so there was like this spot like kind of next to the stage where like no one was really standing. It was very odd.
Mhm.
So me and my mom, we kind of like go on that side and we get like such a better view of Harry and I have like such good videos of him dancing around on stage from
Wow.
and I was just like staring like, "Whoa, my gosh,
Yeah,
so
What a
cool."
first concert, huh, Lily?
Yeah.
yeah,
Unforgettable.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
No, it was
amazing.
great. And then Wet Leg had opened for him on that tour on
Mhm.
many of the dates. I don't think the whole thing, but they came out and played a couple songs with him.
Yeah.
That was cool too.
Wow.
Yeah, it was unbelievable that it came together like that in that way. But so yeah, when this album came out, we're like, and he announced a tour. We're going to Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
We're making
Yeah.
that.
So, yeah, that's what I was going to say. So, you're going to see him again later on this year.
Mhm.
And you're
Yes,
flying to New York, where I'm talking from.
yes. So yeah, maybe we could do a pre-show
I love to. I
live
love
in the
to.
field
Yeah.
report or
We
something.
can, yeah, we could even record for seeing them live. Why not?
Yeah, so yeah, something like that too.
And
But
have you ever been to Madison Square Garden, Charles?
no, I have not.
Really?
Yeah.
My mom lived there as a kid.
Oh yeah.
Oh, she's gone many times, and I have to get her on your show, seeing them live, because she's seen Julian Lennon, Led Zeppelin. She saw Queen for a week. I
Oh
want
my
her to,
goodness.
I want her,
Yeah.
I want you to try to see if you can get her to write a book too, because the experience that she's had, and Lily, I don't know if your dad told you this, but my mom had an interesting experience a little after I was born. She and my family are huge Queen fans, and she didn't have a passport situation to what you went through, but she also had to be looked into because she flew to London to Freddie Mercury's tribute concert. My dad got tickets because he was working at an ad agency, and Revlon, the makeup company, was one of the sponsors. And he got 2 tickets, and he didn't want to leave me, so my mom took a friend. But they were saying to her, "You flew all the way to see a concert." And she said, "Yeah, that's right." And so they kept on calling her States. Look, States wants to go see Freddie. Like that's what they kept on calling her. She had such a good time. She couldn't even eat. She was just so excited to be there. She saw all of these rockers at Wembley Stadium, and we have this huge picture frame in the basement where she has the tickets, she has the t-shirt that she got where Freddie Mercury has the his arm up in the air like the Wembley concert he did in 1986. It was an awesome experience for her.
That sounds cool. Yeah, we have to get her on, and talk about these stories.
I got to push her. She's
Yeah.
camera shy, but I'm sure she'd love to talk. And
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Charles, we've been such good friends the past few years. It's such a special friendship. I want you to know that.
Yeah, same here. I mean, this has worked out great. And people love your episode apparently because it's, as you know, it's the most downloaded episode
I
of all
still
of our
can't
episodes.
believe that. Yes. So,
Yeah.
speaking of Madison Square Garden, Charles is referring to when I talked about when I was at Madison Square Garden 2008. My first concert was George Michael. And it's funny, he had the same catwalk stage setup you were talking about. And I don't know if you saw the news, but they're actually making a concert film this year of his Faith tour.
Yeah, I did see I didn't read the article, but I did see like a headline on that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, I think they're going to try to release it to the movies and possibly do like a live record of it. And I can't remember which anniversary it is, but I have a Faith CD where they played some of his live versions from that concert. So that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, that's great. When I was writing that book, you got to do a lot of research and stuff, and trying to find like concerts or recordings of concerts, because your memory isn't great, and neither
Yeah.
is the internet. The internet's powerful, but there's some bad information out there. So like you if you could see or watch the concert, a video of it helps, or even a nice recording of it. And I just wish more bands would have done that and would continue to do that in the future, just as a record that could people could access 50 years from now. um what songs they played, what they were wearing, the venue. I think it's just so valuable, and it it doesn't have to be a Netflix special. It could be a recording of somebody close to the band that can do that or something. It's just nice, as a yeah, just as an archival thing to reference in the future.
Absolutely. And Lily, I'm sure you see this on TikTok a lot, where I think a lot of modern artists are trying to do that exact same thing. In the year alone, we had Role Model get all these celebrities and friends for Where's My Sally for his song, Sally When the Wine Runs Out. When I saw Jingle Ball in December, I saw Zara Larson bring a fan on stage, and she got to do the TikTok dance that just happened by chance in, I believe it was Amsterdam when she first did it. So, what do you think of those concert gimmicks? Do you think that's going to help bring more people wanting to go to concerts?
I do, cause like I don't know, like people like me who didn't like see a concert, before Harry, obviously.
Yeah,
I think it'd be like cool to see them on like TikTok, YouTube, whatever. Because that's what I kind of did. I would watch them. I'd be like, wow, this like looks like a really cool atmosphere. I'd like to be here.
absolutely. And I think because to the point where they're saying that concerts cost so much money, they want to obviously have something where you'd say, yeah, sure, I want to go that, or I'd pay for that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now, if we could just get those costs down, I know they're trying everything legally, but
yeah, yeah. Really, like, I mean, again, even this Harry Styles show in Madison Square Garden, you look at those ticket prices, they're five, 600, over 1,000, depending on how close to the stage you are. And then go to Wembley Stadium or go to this place in Brazil, a called Murumbai Stadium.
oh, I think I heard that. I think Lady Gaga went there.
Those tickets are so inexpensive.
Yeah.
They're like
Oh
$100.
my God.
For Harry.
Or yeah, for Harry Styles, $150, and I'm talking like these are good seats. Yeah, you have to fly to Brazil. That's maybe a downside unless make a vacation out of it. Like,
But now we know what to do for passports. So thank you for that.
yeah, yeah,
Thank you for that learning
exactly.
experience.
But yeah, the other countries are so much cheaper. It's crazy. It
And it
really
makes
is.
no sense to me. And not to get too economical here, but they always say that everything's more expensive in the other countries, but the concert tickets aren't. Like, shouldn't it be the opposite?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know. If you get a vacation out of it, and you probably pay for the vacation with Harry Styles. I mean,
Yeah, I'm sure.
good God,
And I forgot to ask, how did you get around in Portugal? Did you have to get any English translations or?
no. Portugal is really a great place to
Yeah.
visit.
Welcome.
Everybody speaks English.
Oh, that's good.
They're all very friendly. The food is awesome.
Hmm.
And to get around, we took taxis just because of the hotel we were staying at. There was a taxi stand there, and we did Uber once in a while. But because the streets come up in Portuguese, where the driver's going to be, I'm
Yeah.
like,
Well, and they drive different, obviously. They drive on the opposite side of the road in Europe.
and I was like, I have no idea where this guy is because I don't know these streets. I
Yeah.
don't speak Portuguese. So the cab stand in front of the hotel was like, it's there. We hop in it. Might have been a couple bucks more expensive, but yeah, it was a great vacation. After I think we slept about 12 hours after the
I'm
concert.
sure it was a whirlwind.
Yeah, but no, it was great. We definitely want to go back sometime, and maybe Harry will play there again.
Yeah.
We'll go check it out.
I'm so glad. And what made you choose Madison Square Garden? Was that just the residency that he
Yeah,
posted?
yeah, the residency. And Lily's summer school schedule and just other things, vacations we had planned. I'd love to go to Wembley Stadium, but it was just the dates. There was just too much going on there. So
Yeah,
we'll be there over Labor Day weekend, which we love going to New York,
very
and
nice.
yeah, it's Saturday night,
Yeah.
and yeah,
Well, I'm
it'll
an
be a nice.
hour away, so I'm sure we'll
Okay,
talk. And I'd love to
yeah,
meet you both, and
yeah,
obviously Valerie. I'd love to meet Valerie as well.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That would be awesome. And yeah, like I said, maybe we could do a report from the field for you,
Sure, and we'll do a
or
nice
if you're there,
and a nice salute to
yeah,
Harry.
yeah, exactly. So
Well, I've been looking forward to this. Thank you both for agreeing to talk and sharing these stories. And I would love to do also a post show, interview again after you see him again.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we'd definitely be up for that.
Charles, if anybody wants to be a guest on Seeing Them Live and share their concert stories, where do you recommend they go?
Yeah, well, we have website seeingthemlive.com, and on the website is a guest form, and it's a very easy form to fill out. Your contact information. We ask your first concert, most surprising concert, most memorable. Um,
And it can be from any time.
yeah, anytime. Our tagline is everybody has a concert story. Let's hear yours, basically, or hopefully one day we'll hear yours. So yeah, and we develop like from that form, then we develop kind of how the interview is gonna kind of roll out so that you're not caught like, oh, I forgot what date that was, because we do all the research
Yeah.
and try to pin down years and dates and venues and such. So
and it'll jog the memory a little bit too.
yeah, and then we send that back to the guest, and the guest's like, "Oh wow, yeah, I forgot about that one," or what have you. And so yeah, they're about interviews are half hour, 40 minutes or so, and then if you want to promote something, which is we have bands on, promote their songs, albums. We have regular people on. Yeah, we'd love to have your mom on too.
Yes, I'm gonna try to push her. And also, where can we get your book, Ticket Stub Stories?
It's on Amazon. Yeah. So it's available in Kindle, paperback, and hardcover. Ticket Stub Stories, memoir of live music. So it chronicles my concert experiences starting at 11 years old and going all the way to, was it 2023 maybe? I think something like that. Doesn't include the Harry show though.
No,
it doesn't. No, that could be if you ever want to do an extended, that could be the last story.
Yeah, that can be an update to it, but yeah, and it includes images of all the ticket stubs like that because I used to collect them when they used to be available.
Yeah, they don't do that anymore. Now it's paperless.
Yeah, although the Harry show in Lisbon had paper tickets. So I had an electronic one, and then Lilia and my wife had the paper tickets. So we just actually got those framed.
Oh, cool.
The Harry Love on Tour Lisbon poster and an unused wristband, which I talked the security guard out of giving me one. He's like, well, as a woman, why do you want one when you're leaving? Like, trust me, I just want one, She gave me one.
Don't ask me any more questions. We've been through enough.
Yeah, so we got the poster, the 2 tickets underneath, and then the wristband underneath the tickets.
I love it.
And it says Harry Styles and stuff. So, but yeah, so they occasionally, even last year, I saw a couple bands that had, paper tickets or ones you could print out, and I've gotten virtual tickets now too. Those NFTs. Non-fungible token.
Yeah.
It's stubs. In fact, I just got one for Iron Maiden for September.
Oh, wow.
They sent those out. So each ticket has, it's like a virtual artwork. It has your seat number and everything on it. That's in your like Ticketmaster wallet kind of a thing. So
that's so cool.
Which I guess I could print out, if I wanted to.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll find a spot.
Yeah, so.
Well, thank you both again. This has been so much fun. Stay in touch, and I will definitely talk to you both soon.
Yes, thanks for having us, Jessica. It was a lot of fun, and we really appreciate it.
A great first interview on Music Media Review. We thank you for listening. I've shared the episodes I was guest on Seeing Them Live in our episode notes, also when I interviewed Charles and the show's producer, Doug Forzak, on my previous podcast, Music Notes with Jess. They're always looking for guests. Hear and sign up to become a guest on seeingthemlive.com. Harry Styles' Saturday Night Live episode can be streamed on Peacock, NBC.com, and on demand. If you'd like to be a guest on Music Media Review, email musicmediareviewpodcast@gmail.com. Please subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts and follow our social media pages for updates: Facebook, X, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. I'm Jess. Talk to you next week.